We will overcome anything. That is Stephen A. Smith being asked on the PBD podcast by Patrick Bet David what would happen if he voted for Trump in October. In October. I guess in November. I don't know if that was a misprint on Twitter, but he basically responded that he doesn't give an effing crap what other people would think about how he votes. But he does bring up a good point in relationship to Donald Trump and the the emotional, physical vitriol that pours out of people when his name is mentioned. And TDS is a real thing. So I'm doing a test. This is Rosangel Perez of Cafecito Break. Cafecito break. Cafecito, cafecito break. Cafecito, 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 cafecito break. Buenos dias. It's Easter Sunday. Not today, Satan. I don't care what today was called by any Biden administration. I think that we know by now that things aren't really running okay over there. I want to start by reading something that I wrote when Christ the King was trending and all these fights that have been occurring between conservative commentators, influencers, religious wars. We keep fighting over religion, something that my sister and I have spent many years, more than a decade of our lives, sharing with others is that really we, just sort of like gently reminding people where is all of your attention going when you wake up in the morning, when you're moving about your day. And that has so much to do with how much a person is able to achieve in their day and also how they're feeling inside, besides all of the other craziness that happens and is happening in this world, you know, personally and with people around you. But I'm talking about, let's say, your mindset. So I wrote on my Substack, uncancelable. Christ doesn't need defending. Why? Because this, first of all, let me give you a little bit about my background. I was raised Catholic. My sister and I are in the wellness, spiritual wellness field, I guess, if you want to call it. We had a shop for a decade in Brooklyn before we had to close because of the mandates. We just couldn't keep up. Like we were one of those many businesses that were lost. Um, due to the 2020 lockdown tyrannical measures that the government implemented. But that's another story. Why we were there was because we knew that we were filling a need that the churches weren't necessarily filling, any church, and also the people who seek out therapy and psychotherapy. So we kept getting people coming into our tiny, 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 tiny little shop. We would call it the crystal closet. Some people would call it the heart chakra. It got a nickname, all these amazing little things, because this little shop is filled with so much magic. And before you get triggered about the word magic and you say, oh, magic and talking about Christianity, don't get triggered by words. And this is kind of my point. uh Never did my sister and I, we could have never imagined that 10 years later, thousands of people later, that we have spoken to one on one or in front of groups, and we have, you know, witnessed and also guided people towards having a more healthier mindset and relating to themselves and to the world. My point is that so often we found ourselves repeating things over and over and over again. And we realized that as sisters, as people who wanted to keep on working with the community, wanted to keep on working within groups, that we really couldn't move towards things that felt deeper and were uh, could bring the conversation and the group towards a beautiful, unifying, heart-centered presence that is achieved every single time you connect heart to heart in a circle with authenticity. And a lot of the times, some of the most amazing teachers are not even out there to be seen. They're not spending all their time trying to trying to put pictures for the gram. They don't spend all this time on looking like a healer. They just are. They are in their way they move day to day, and they're really connected to the rhythms of nature and to the earth, and it has nothing to do with being a witchcraft or a psychic or demon. All of these words that get in the way, there has been a war of words manifesting, maybe since the day since time since the as old as time itself, right? But in the present moment, we are just fighting with each other, and a lot of times over words. I mean, the other day I got into one of these tit for tats with a family member when we were talking about religion, and I was simply pointing out, um, why are you so um, I understand that you could, I respect your, let me walk that back a couple of steps. My point to this person was, I hear what you're saying about your religion. I hear what you're saying, that, you know, your faith is better than you think that this is the only way, but have you considered that there are all these human beings on this planet, and there are many other cultures and many other religions, and maybe um, these cultures and religions are not using the same words and not describing the same thing in the same way you are. Can you acknowledge that maybe there's something that unifies us, this unifying presence, right? Like the breath, like breathing, taking in a deep breath. Take one with me right now, and through your nose, and hold it and exhale and release. That's simple. Whoever did that with me, we just connected. And had we been in the room, had we been breathing together, we would have been eventually, our hearts would have synchronized, and we would have moved into the present moment. Um, just to wrap up, is I wanted to read this uncancelable: Christ doesn't need defending. Christ is love. He is not pushy or manipulative or vain or egotistical. He doesn't need defending. Christ is bold truth, and truth doesn't hide or need apologies, for it is grounded in logic and reason. Christ is breath, a connection that shall not be masked. Christ is a child's laughter. Christ is uncancelable, for he dwells within. May peace be with you. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys. This is Pedro Sangel Perez of Cafecito Break. Please tune in April 1st, 9 p.m. for a Twitter space that we will be having with some of the Lions of New York, entitled Unfolding Police State. And we're going to be talking about subway crime, what our rights are, the unfolding surveillance, the freedom of speech, people are getting chased. Um, and online, I guess, through the algorithm for the things that they say, and they get, shut down and shadow banned. And that's definitely happening to us on the platforms where our tiny, tiny, tiny Instagram channel called New York Stands Together has uh, a bigger reach than my other channels. So it was a little test that I was doing on Instagram to prove that the censorship is real, guys. So thank you for all of you who support Cafecito Break. Thank you for all who share our videos. Please subscribe. Please contribute. Please donate. This is our efforts 100% of the time, and we are 100% independent. Thank you for being here. Now I'm gonna shut up now and I'm gonna do a little sound test to see how everything is sounding here. And I think I'm gonna look for something that is fun, some música. So, un momento, por favor. That is not what I was looking for. I don't even know who the heck that person was that was speaking to briefly on the thing. Oh, okay. No, 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 no. Mamma mia. Yeah, we have to watch how easily we get triggered. And a message to the conservative influencers. Um, many of you spend so much time criticizing people on the left that you're becoming worse than people and commentators on the left. And I just don't see the point of it. It, it is no point of it. All right, mi gente, have a beautiful day. I'm going to leave you with this.